This is CBC Here and Now.
Remembering Maurice Jordan, the man who perished in Wednesday's snowmobile accident.
Maurice was amazing. He's a heart of gold, would give you the shirt off his back kind of guy, you know.
Weather everywhere, from Labrador to the Northern Peninsula to St. John's. The winds of winter create havoc.
Touching the hand of a saint, hundreds line up for this religious experience at the Basilica.
A family on the southern shores mourning the loss of a loved one following this week's snowmobiling accident in Mobile.
45-year-old Maurice Jordan died when the machine he and his nephew were on crashed through the ice on Mobile Big Pond.
Here Now's Fred Hutton spent time with the family today in Fairyland. Here's his report.
Bless this food we are about to receive through thy bounty to Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
The Jordan family didn't expect to be gathered today in Fairyland for lunch, but an unexpected tragedy has brought them together early in this new year. They're getting ready to say goodbye to their brother.
Oh, Maurice was amazing. He's a heart of gold, would give you the shirt off his back kind of guy, you know. Everyone who knew Maurice loved him. He loved hunting, he loved fishing and trouting, loved being in the woods, and loved going on the skidoos and the three-wheelers and stuff, right?
45-year-old Maurice Jordan died when the snowmobile he and his nephew Blake Williams were on crashed through the ice on Mobile Big Pond. The two men were low on gas and tried to take a shortcut across the pond. It wasn't long before the machine sank through the ice.
Talking to Blake, it sounds like he did what he could, and I think Maurice knew at that moment that if Blake didn't leave when he left, that they both would be gone. Yeah. I think Maurice was trying to save Blake by telling him to go get help, you know, because every time Blake would struggle to pull Maurice out of the ice, a piece of ice would break. And Blake was getting shocky, he was shivering, he was starting to, you know, his feet were...
So Maurice was alive when Blake left?
Yes, yeah.
Blake was out and then he fell back in trying to save him.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Yeah.
And then the last time he got out and he rolled, yeah, and he took off his clothes trying to...
Pull him out with his clothes.
Use it as like a rope to try and get him up, but he's just too heavy and he just tried everything.
And Maurice told him to leave.
Maurice told him go get help. Yeah. I mean, to me, I feel that Maurice was probably telling him, go save yourself. Like, you know, I want one of us to live. And I think he knew. I think my brother probably knew that, you know, that he was probably going to be gone. Yeah.
That must be heartbreaking for you.
Oh, so heartbreaking.
Well, he took off all his clothes to make himself lighter to try to help my brother get out. So he went back in, and 4 times he had him up on the ice, and the ice kept breaking, and he kept falling in to try to get him out. So
for more than an hour.
More than an hour, yeah. That's high endurance to go adrenaline to keep going like that.
And Blake said it killed him to walk away, but you know, I think Blake probably knew himself when Maurice was telling him to go get help. I mean, I think they knew, right, that they needed help.
So this is when we went into Adam.
The Jordans are no strangers to heartache as they looked over family photos in a house built by Maurice, the man they say would do anything for anyone. They're reliving a tragedy from 2013 when another brother, Ambrose, died in a kayaking accident.
At least with Maurice, you know, we found his body. It'll be good to be able to say goodbye and to have total belief. You know, you haven't got to have that doubt in your mind, like, is he going to just walk in the door someday? Because who knows, you know, like when you don't find the body, you think like that, right?
For this Newfoundland family, a bittersweet story of loss and survival, and the stark realization that this situation could have been twice as bad.
To Maurice.
Love you, Maurice. Fred Hutton, CBC News, Fairyland.
And coming up in 15 minutes, we'll hear from the man who survived that snowmobile accident at Mobile First Pond on Wednesday.
Here Now's Fred Hutton spoke to Blake Williams from his hospital bed. That happened just a few minutes ago. Stay tuned. Labradorians woke up to a winter storm this morning with much of the region still under blizzard warnings.
A section of the Trans-Labrador Highway was closed and motorists were told to stay home.
As were workers. Most businesses and government offices were shut today. Here Now's Jacob Barker is in Happy Valley Goose Bay. Jacob.
Yeah, well, as a relative newbie here in Labrador, I had a bit of a challenging morning. If You can see outside my window this morning, the snow was blowing sideways. There were really high winds outside, and just getting out the front door was difficult. Overnight, a couple of feet had accumulated, and I had to give it a couple of extra pushes just to get out the door. I'm gonna have some shoveling to do when I get home. As for the rest of the town, how are they coping? Well, some people were taking it in stride, and other people, well, they were having fun with it.
So this is the first time I've had to blow snow in over 3 weeks.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay. You just got back from Hawaii?
Yeah, like 5 days ago. It's a little bit windy. The goggles comes in handy pretty good. You have the right clothes for it.
Well, this is a blizzard we're in Labrador.
Yeah, I grew up on the Northern Peninsula, so I'm pretty used to this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Are you kind of used to it anyway?
Yeah, it's just not a blizzard. It's just a regular winter, just snow.
Yeah. Right? Just another day in Labrador, hey?
Just another day hitting the big land.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful weather for snowmobile, I find. It's really windy though. Oh, I love being out in weather like this. I'm always out when there's a snowstorm, you'll see me out on the skidoo. I'm excited. I'm really excited for the deep powder.
Well, the weather, it may persist yet. That blizzard warning is expected to last through tomorrow morning. And I hear that the west coast of the island got hit pretty hard last night, and that's where our Colleen Connors is. Colleen, how bad is it there?
Well, Jacob, we certainly don't have as much snow as Happy Valley Goose Bay tonight, but the wind is really high out here in downtown Corner Brook. Now, the West Coast fared fairly well given the high winds that we experienced last night. On the Northern Peninsula, they lost power in the middle of the night last night, but Newfoundland and Labrador Hydro says it was a transmission issue and power was restored late this afternoon. I don't know if you can hear this sound. What treacherous winds. That is in Port aux Basques last night. And someone posted that to Facebook last night. That's Terry Osmond. He can barely stand on his 2 feet trying to take that video of the high winds, the blustery snow in Port aux Basques. And of course, today it really didn't change all that much. The waves were crazy in the Port aux Basques area during the wreck house winds today. Super high winds and this wind surge that they experienced in that area. The waves super high and many people out taking photos and showing us how drastic it really was. I want to take you to St. Andrews now on the southwest coast of the island, where Al Moores lost the roof on his garages right next to his summer home. This roof blew off, even though he says it was very nice and secure with lots of nails and a strong structure. It blew off and hit his summer home in St. Andrews. Now, he lives in North Sydney, but hopes to return this spring and repair this beautiful home, and hopefully he doesn't lose too much of his belongings in his garage. That wind took a toll, of course, all over, and early this morning in the west coast, here in Corner Brook, it was a massive cleanup job. That's what we experienced here in Corner Brook this morning. I was out while people were trying to shovel that heavy, wet, gross snow, trying to get it out of their driveways before it turned to ice. And if you listened carefully as you were driving around Corner Brook, all you could hear was snowblowers. We're well prepared on the west coast for this type of weather, but you could tell that everyone was trying to get a head start before more bad weather hit here in Corner Brook. And as I'm standing here tonight in this blustery wind, I'm having trouble even standing up sometimes when the wind hits me. I know that we're not totally in the clear just yet. And I know it's kind of mild, but I wanted to ask Carolyn Stokes, who's been watching this weather so carefully. Carolyn, you have to tell me, is this ever going to end? Are we in for more this weekend or what?
Well, Colleen, it's not going to be as bad as it's been for sure, but you are in for a blustery few days. Here's why. Just have a look here. You can see these bands of snow that will just be coming in across the west coast throughout tonight and through tomorrow. We have some showers here on the Avalon Peninsula expected to come through this evening, and just lots of snow there in Labrador just keeps coming down. So you can see so clearly these snow squalls that will be coming through on Saturday. So yeah, we also have a snow squall watch in effect for most of the island. Some areas on the west coast should get it tonight. Other areas like the Avalon should get it tomorrow. We also have this storm surge warning in place for those high water levels and the strong waves hitting the coastlines there. Labrador still has a blizzard warning in effect for much of the area, for central and for the northern parts of Labrador. Could get up to 40 centimeters of snow by tomorrow. Things should start to taper off, though, in the afternoon. These are the temperatures that we're looking at for tonight. Not too bad on the island, but definitely cooler than it's been today. So temperatures taking a dip, some showers in the east, some flurries and snow squalls in the west, and that snow will just keep coming down in Labrador, and a cold wind chill in Lab West, minus 38. So I'll get into a few more details about how your weekend weather is going to be in just a few minutes.
And the bad weather isn't confined to this province. The Maritimes are just beginning to take stock after one of the worst storms in recent memory. Some places saw heavy rain, others heavy snow, but the worst damage came from the wind. Hurricane-force gusts flooded coastal roads with seawater knocking out power to tens of thousands. Some roads are washed out, others littered with garbage, you'll see in a moment, as well as fishing gear and apparently lobster traps. You see the sort of time-lapse photography outside one of our CBC sister stations in the Maritimes. Looks like they got absolutely smacked with that huge storm.
Well, with that kind of weather causing problems in Nova Scotia and this province, you know the Gulf Ferry service is affected. Marine Atlantic has canceled all crossings scheduled for today and tomorrow. They've been moved to Sunday and Monday, and the company is warning that the regular crossings for those days may have to be delayed as well.
Well, you would have to go back to the year that the pop charts were playing "That's the Way I Like It," to see Canadian unemployment rates as low as the figures from last month. Stats Canada says the jobless rate fell to 5.7%. That's the lowest since 1976, the year of the Montreal Olympics. And that's because of the addition of 79,000 jobs across the country last month. The jobs came in every province, although here unemployment remains at 14.7%. More than half the increase came in Alberta and Quebec. The December numbers come on top of a strong year, Canada's best since 2002. The downside, economists say, is that the surge in jobs could ultimately lead to higher mortgage rates.
Joining the unemployed, the province has canned the head of the Liquor Corporation. That happened just a couple of hours ago. Steve Winter ran the Crown Corporation for 14 years. Danny Williams' PC government appointed Winter. The province announced late this afternoon that Sharon Sparks will be the interim CEO. Sources tell Here and Now Winter tried to terminate Sparks, but the government overruled him. Sources also say Winter was unhappy with government meddling and was not surprised when he was terminated.
To keep the community safe, that was a police officer's reasoning in court today, highlighting the RNC's concerns about a potential reoffender. Police are looking for a rare type of peace bond against a man who was once accused of being the so-called Halifax sleepwatcher. Here and Now's Jen White was in court, and she has the details.
Barry Sinclair was found not guilty of voyeurism offenses in Halifax 6 years ago in the so-called sleepwatcher case. But he does have a criminal record that spans nearly 4 decades, including convictions of unlawfully being in a dwelling, trespassing at night, break and enter, and sexual assault. Now, because of that long criminal past, the RNC is concerned he will commit a serious personal injury offense in the future. Today, Constable Stephen Picco told the court he believes Sinclair needs conditions placed upon him to keep him and to keep the community safe. From multiple reports and conversations with parole officers, Picco said Sinclair was not taking responsibility for the sexual nature of his crimes. He was only doing the bare minimum in terms of counseling, and that he had a history of drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. Picco outlined an incident in 2002 where Sinclair was allegedly caught watching a 7-year-old girl in a washroom stall in Halifax. No charges were laid there. And he also mentioned newspaper clippings that were found in Sinclair's room in 2016, what he called Walmart-style ads of women, as well as real estate agents, dance studios, and security firms. At the time, Sinclair denied they were his. Picco said because of these reasons, he's worried Sinclair will reoffend if he's released without strict conditions. Sinclair's lawyer challenged Picco's testimony. Ellen O'Gorman stated that in 2016, her client attended 25 counseling sessions, that he made remarks about the harm he had caused, and that he felt bad about committing the crimes. O'Gorman asked Pico for more detail about his concerns. The officer noted Sinclair's history of voyeurism, saying, "I don't think anyone wants to wake up in the middle of the night and have Mr. Sinclair in their backyard." O'Gorman argued that Sinclair doesn't have a history of violence and there's no reason to think that he will commit a serious personal injury offense. The case will be back in court at the end of the month. Jen White, CBC News, St. John's.
Many people say they've felt the hand of God in their lives. Well, tonight, the hand of a saint is in St. John's. You are looking at the hand and arm of St. Francis Xavier. And after the break, I'll tell you how the 450-year-old relic came to be here and why more than 1,000 people have come to see it so far.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, hundreds of people have been lining up all day in St. John's for what they say is a deeply religious experience, the chance to see a 450-year-old severed arm.
A Catholic outreach organization has brought the arm of St. Francis Xavier to Canada for a 14-city tour. The relic is held sacred by many Catholics, even if others find it a little creepy.
Here now, Zach Gowdy is at the St. John's Basilica right now and joins us live. So Zach, what's happening there?
Well, they have been lining up all day long for a chance to spend just a few moments with this relic, and they are coming still. More than 1,100 people now have visited the Basilica today to experience what these people are experiencing now. Just a moment with the hand and arm of St. Francis Xavier. Now, Xavier was a major figure in Catholic history, and this relic normally resides in Rome. The rest of Xavier's remains are in Goa, India, where in the early 1500s, Xavier is said to have personally baptized more than 100,000 Catholic converts with this very hand. Now, it has been brought to Canada by an organization called Catholic Christian Outreach, and we'll learn more about them in a moment. But for now, I want to focus on what this moment means to the people who are here tonight and to the so many who have been coming here all day long. Now, the relic arrived here at the Basilica around noon. More than 350 people were here waiting for it. And if you can see the expressions on their faces, you can plainly see the reverence that they feel for this object. In Catholic lore, after Francis's death, his remains were exhumed and found to be uncorrupted, meaning they had not decayed. And even today, the arm and hand is said to be astonishingly well preserved for its age, with which Catholics see as a sign of saintliness. Today in my social media feed, I heard from many people who see it differently, who think that venerating a severed arm is strange. But for people who are here tonight, a chance to spend even a few moments with this arm is a deeply spiritual and profound experience.
Loved it. Very emotional. So delighted I'm here.
It was very important. It was very quiet and very somber time to think that you were here and that you could receive an extraordinary blessing just from being there with the relic of St. Francis.
His arm, as part of his whole body, is here for us to venerate, and I think it's a most holy and blessed moment for all of us.
This is what, 400-500 years old, and it hasn't decayed, so if that's not an indication of our faith, the Catholic faith, I mean, what else is, you know?
Now let's meet one of the people who made this moment happen. Angèle Renier is the co-founder of Catholic Christian Outreach, the group behind this tour. Ms. Renier, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Please help us understand the significance of having this relic here in Canada.
It's really significant because he's such a big and famous saint, and because, as you said, the arm is normally in Rome and his body's in India. So to have a relic of this nature, of an identifiable body part, to bring it to Canada, to have it released for Canada is a huge grace. It's a huge blessing, and it is really thanks to Archbishop Prendergast, the Archbishop of Ottawa, who himself is a Jesuit, who made the request for the end of Canada's 150th year and the beginning of our 30th year of our work with Catholic Christian Outreach.
Now, perhaps some people will be familiar with Francis Xavier, one of the founders of the orders of the Jesuits. Of course, we have St. FX University here in this province. Even we have a St. Francis Xavier School in Long Harbour. But for people not familiar with him, why is Francis Xavier a person who continues to inspire today?
Because he's a hero. He's one of the greats. He's one of the ones who did things that was against all odds. He went to the Far East, and he almost on his own. He had very few companions to help him. He felt very short-handed, and he went and he did great things that he himself didn't even realize he could do in sharing the faith to the folks in Asia. He went to India, Malaysia, Japan, and his desire was to go to China, places who had never ever heard of the Christian message. He did those things, and the reason why he's so relatable to our group, we work with university students, is because he came alive in his faith at university through the witness of his roommates. And it's such a relatable story that happens every day on our campuses with the students we work with. And so when they hear this old story of St. Francis Xavier, they can really relate to him.
I'll ask you just quickly, I'm sure you get a lot of different reactions traveling with this relic. What's it mean to you to see how people, how they themselves become when they get to spend a few moments with this relic?
Yeah. I'm not surprised by any of it, because it's the reactions that I had when I first encountered it. It's touching, it's moving. There's a certain intimacy you're having with St. Francis Xavier as you're praying there, and you get the sense, yeah, you are real, you were real, and I can have this communion of saints with you. It's beautiful.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for telling us about it. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Zach.
And if you're in St. John's and you want to come out and share in this moment, the relic will be on display at the St. John's Basilica until 10 p.m. Reporting live, I'm Zach Gowdy for Here and Now.
Look back and the machine was disappeared in a matter of seconds.
A heartbreaking story of loss and survival. A young man describes having to leave his uncle in the frigid water of Mobile First Pond.
Welcome back, and we return now to our top story, the tragic snowmobile accident on the southern shore earlier this week. And earlier in our program, we heard from the family of Maurice Jordan.
He's the 45-year-old man who died after the snowmobile he and his nephew were on went into the water at Mobile First Pond on Wednesday.
And now we'll hear from Maurice Jordan's nephew, Blake Williams. He was on the snowmobile with Jordan when it went through the ice, and he desperately tried to save his uncle.
Here now's Fred Hutton spoke to him from his hospital bed at the Health Sciences Centre in St. John's late this afternoon.
So Blake, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah. It's been a rough couple of days.
For sure.
Yeah. What happened? Can you remember what happened?
Yeah. Came up all the first time. We didn't want to go out on the pond, but we didn't have much gas, and it got pretty stormy. Like snow came in, settled in, so we tried to get home as quick as we could, and came up the pond. We thought we were hitting slush, and everything started breaking away, and the next thing you know, we were in the water.
And the machine went down right away as well?
Yeah, I looked back and the machine was disappeared in a matter of seconds.
Were you in the water at that point as well?
Yeah.
And your uncle as well was in the water?
That's correct, yeah.
What happened then?
Started breaking water, or breaking ice as much as we could. And just didn't seem like it was going to end, just constantly getting up on the ice and breaking, and just getting bed out and losing energy, and just didn't feel like it was ever going to end. Didn't think we were going to make it, to be honest. And we started losing faith. So
what were you saying to each other?
Praying that my dad would help us, praying that God would help us, talking to each other, trying to help each other through it. Just kept breaking ice, and just didn't seem like it was going to end. Just didn't feel like it was going to get hard ice at all. Just came to a point then that I couldn't even lift my arms and couldn't feel nothing. I just put my belly up against the ice, and I used to just roll over and hope that the ice would keep me in. Sometimes, like a lot of times it broke, and then one time it just held me up, and I rolled ashore, took off all my gear. I went back out on the ice with my pants, my snow pants. I wrapped it around my uncle's arm and tried to get him up. He used to get his belly up and his leg, and break ice. And two of us were just losing energy. My hands were so cold. I just couldn't hold on to the snow pants no more. I fell back in the water again. I got back up out of it. Tried to get him up again and again, probably over like another 30 or 40 times. I just didn't have the strength, and he was losing energy. He could barely keep himself up. I couldn't lift him up. So I told him that I loved him and that I miss him, and had to leave him. I walked out, pair of pajamas, a sweater, nothing on my feet, and hope for the best. I got down to the bottom of the pond and crawled up the rocks on my hands and feet. I couldn't even lift my pants. They fell down around my ankles. The whole way down the pond I had my hands in my pajamas trying to keep my hands warm. Just praying. I just felt like my dad was pushing my back, and didn't think I was going to make it. I got to the cabin, tried to break out the window with everything I had, probably like took me 10 times. Couldn't break it out, so I picked up a set of mouse antlers and started swinging my body until the window broke. I got in the cabin, got a pillow off the bed and put it in the stove. I found a butane torch and an old barbecue lighter, and two hands I flicked it probably 10 times before I got the propane to burn, and I got the fire to go. Instantly as the fire went, I heard a skidoo howl up outside. I started singing out for help, and some guy came in, and I sent him out for help, and I stayed by the fire shaking and wrapped up in blankets, prayed and hoped for the best until the search and rescue and everybody showed up. And then they sent him back up looking for my uncle. Hoped that he was going to be there holding on to the ice. But it never went like we wanted it to go. Hard situation to be in.
Your aunt was telling me that your uncle told you to leave.
Yeah.
That he said you need to go and get help.
Yeah.
What was he saying to you?
He said go and get help. And told me that I loved him, missed him. He said it back to me. We both cried in the van. Didn't want to leave him. It killed me to leave.
Thanks for talking to us about this. Good luck, and hopefully you'll have a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
Welcome back to a disturbing video now. It's just 3 seconds long, but it is dramatic.
A provincial plow in the top left corner of your screen was clearing the Pitts Memorial Drive overpass when snow ended up being pushed over onto a car traveling along Water Street.
Transportation Minister Steve Crocker said the overpass did have a 1.2 meter concrete barrier, but the snow still ended up hitting the car.
And Crocker says his department reached out to the driver and they're going to work with him to cover his damages.
Scary.
That is terrifying.
Oh my.
I mean, you know how bad it is when there's just a bit of snow coming off the roof after a heavy snowfall. I mean, imagine that amount, especially in that part of St. John's.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wet, slushy, heavy snow.
Yeah, could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
And our weather certainly contributed to all of
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Yeah, with the rain and everything last night and the warm temperatures today, my goodness. Got up to 10 degrees today.
10?
Really? 10 degrees at St. John's Airport.
Wow.
Double digits in January, so that's not too bad. Unfortunately, it's not sticking around. We have some much cooler temperatures coming in. So let's have a look at the weather on the way headlines. As I just mentioned, temperatures are definitely dropping on the island tonight and into tomorrow. And we have a lot of snow squalls on the menu for the West Coast tonight, for the Avalon tomorrow. So it's going to be a very blustery weekend. And Lab West, my goodness, the wind chill on Saturday Saturday night is going to get down to the -40, so it is going to be frigid in Lab West. Here's a look at the wind gusts tonight into tomorrow. You can see that there are a few showers on the menu here for the Avalon Peninsula tonight, and all of these snow squalls that are coming across the west coast. So things are pretty breezy, gusts of up to 80 on the west coast. Not too bad yet in St. John's, but those winds will pick up tomorrow. We could wake up to some flurries in the morning. Along the coast there, winds are fairly light in Cartwright. So not too bad in Labrador tomorrow along the coast in terms of wind, but for the island, we do have the snow squall watch in place for much of the island. We also have a storm surge warning in place for the southern Avalon and the Burin Peninsula, so it's going to be pretty dangerous by the coastline, so you'll want to be careful if you're out there. Also along the Straits and Bay St. George. So that is for tonight and for tomorrow, especially around noontime. And we still have the blizzard warning in effect for the northern part of Labrador and for central areas, so could get upwards of 40 centimeters of snow in northern Labrador by tomorrow. So yeah, not the greatest weather up there at the moment. For St. John's, we're going to start Saturday morning off with a temperature of -1, very different than what we started off this morning with. And we do have those chance of flurries in the morning. Winds not too bad to start the day, but as the afternoon kicks in, those winds will start to ramp up to 80. And that's when we'll start seeing some of those snow squalls, those bands of heavy flurries coming through. Temperatures dipping down to -4 in the afternoon. That temperature is going to stick around into the evening time, and we still have those chance of flurries into the night and those high winds. So here's a look at the temperatures for the rest of the province. Much cooler tomorrow, so they don't have as much wind in central areas tomorrow, but they could see some flurries in the morning. Winds still strong on the southwest coast, gusts up to 80. And in the northwest, those winds will start to ramp up tomorrow for Lab City, and very, very cold. As I mentioned, Saturday night, super cold in the -40s. So this is a look at Saturday night. You can see those winds are still staying really strong into Saturday night. Gander 80, Port aux Basques 75, and those bands of snow squalls still coming through. So it's going to be just a blustery couple of days. Even as we get into Sunday, we still have those flurries and those higher winds. So we're looking at a chance of flurries for central and the east on Sunday afternoon. Snow squalls again on the west, and very, very cool temperatures in Labrador and a chance of flurries there. So I'll have a look at the long range a little bit later. Debbie?
Thanks, Carolyn. Chesley Lucas pleaded guilty to manslaughter 6 months ago. Now he wants to take it back. Lucas wants to stand trial for the 2016 killing of Stephen Miller in Conception Bay South. Here now's Ryan Cook reports.
Bob Buckingham was late for court this morning, but he came in with a big surprise. The St. John's defense lawyer is filing an application for his client, Chesley Lucas, to withdraw his guilty plea. Buckingham said the plea was based on an agreement by the Crown and defense for a 7.5-year sentence. Judge Colin Flynn rejected that deal in September.
This was a joint submission. It was a compromise based on a quid pro quo. Mr. Lucas made a decision to give up a lot of his rights to challenge certain things and to make arguments with respect to the protection of his rights.
Stephen Miller was killed in July of 2016. Police say he was abducted from his home. He was stabbed several times. Kyle Morgan has been sentenced to 1 year for being an accessory after the fact. Paul Connolly will be tried for murder. Meanwhile, Lucas and Calvin Kenny pleaded guilty to manslaughter. Now, just because Lucas wants to change his plea doesn't mean he can. Judge Colin Flynn can shut down his application, just like he denied the sentencing deal. Flynn said 7.5 years was too lenient and could affect public trust in the justice system. But Buckingham says this application will be harder to reject.
Let me tell you that the points will be substantial. This is not frivolous, it's not vexatious. There are real legal and factual issues to be presented to this judge.
The matter will be back in court for a status update on January 22nd.
Now, Calvin Kenny also spoke up in court on Friday and asked about changing his plea as well. The judge advised him to take a few weeks and think about it, meaning there could be another twist in this case coming soon. Ryan Cook, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, let's meet our athletes of the day. Today, we'd like to introduce these two siblings, Cora and Carson Murphy of CBS. Cora's 9, her brother Carson is 7.
And they look like they're pretty happy there. They both played softball together on the East Coast Mortgage team, and they earned bronze in their division.
Congratulations, Cora and Carson. You are today's Young Athlete of the Day.
Well, there will be a special ceremony at a hockey game in Corner Brook tonight. Friends, family, and fans are honoring Sean Neary, a former player with the Corner Brook Royals who died suddenly a year and a half ago. Neary's children will drop the puck at tonight's game. Here's the story.
It's great to see a small town guy do real good and to be recognised island-wide, and he was recognised globally with Team Canada in the Masters, and he won gold. And to see this now to happen in his island that he was so proud of, it's beautiful.
And in this national story now, a battle between Tim Hortons head office and a handful of its coffee shops is heating up in Ontario.
Yeah, this feud began to percolate after province-wide minimum wage hikes came into effect. That was on New Year's Day, and multiple franchise outlets claim that the higher costs forced them to slash employee benefits and eliminate workers' paid breaks. So that led to this statement from Tim Hortons Corporate Media Relations. It reads, these recent actions by a few restaurant owners and the unauthorized statements made to the media by a rogue group claiming to speak on behalf of Tim Hortons do not reflect the value of the brand or the views of our company. The statement calls the decision by the so-called rogue group completely unacceptable, and many customers have been outraged by the move by some franchisees, calling it greed and cruelty.
Well, the wild weather may be over along the U.S. East Coast, but it has left behind lots of snow, ice, and bitter cold.
People are digging out from underneath a mountain of snow in temperatures dipping down to the -30s. And some of those Boston streets that were flooded by the storm surge yesterday, just check it out. They're frozen now, frozen solid. And airlines are trying to catch up today after a slew of canceled and delayed flights.
Now, for any of our viewers who were watching last night, you may have seen this picture as our viewer picture of the day. Just wanted to return to it because we got cut off there at the end to let everyone know where this was taken. This was taken in Brigus by Teresa Earle. So thank you very much, Teresa.
But Brigus got a twofer this week.
Yes, they did.
All right.
As somebody recognized that lovely home in our shot.
What a view.
But I didn't get it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Teresa.
And the seal is adorable.
Not bad. They're basking in the snow.
Yeah.
And enjoying it, apparently, unlike most of us.
Well, they would, yeah. Well, we were just seeing the visuals from
Boston.
Goodness, that car stuck in the ice.
Frozen.
Just amazing. So I thought I would start this weather segment by looking at some of the temperatures that are in place right now in North America and do a little comparing because I have to take note of Myrtle Beach right now sitting at +2, and we just so happen to be sitting at +5. So we're actually a bit warmer than Myrtle Beach right now. New York City -9, so lots of cool temperatures there in the east for sure. Just a little recap of the watches and warnings in place. Snow squall watch for most of the island starting in the west tonight and along the southern coast tonight. The Avalon tomorrow. We also have the storm surge warning in place for tonight and for tomorrow afternoon. So the coastlines are going to be a pretty dangerous place. We also have the blizzard warning still in effect for the northern parts of Labrador and for central areas. Lots of snow still on the way there and some very windy conditions as well. Here's a look at how our Saturday is shaping up in terms of wind and those flurries and snow squalls that will be coming through. Starting off the day, Port aux Basques looking at gusts up to 80, and you can see all of these little bands of flurries and snow squalls coming through. So it's just going to make for some very blustery conditions, as well as in St. John's. Saturday, 6 o'clock, we're going to get gusts up to 70, St. Lawrence, 100. So you can see how Saturday is going to be shaping up. If you want to go out and do anything outdoors, it's going to be kind of a hood up and bent over kind of day for sure. Not so bad along the north coast of Labrador, Makovic. Winds there just at about 5, so not much happening there for sure. And into Sunday, things are going to stay fairly strong. It looks to be a very similar situation on Sunday as it was on Saturday. Things start to die down a little bit in terms of wind, but still going to be blustery, it seems. So here's a snapshot of Saturday and Sunday on the island. We're looking at temperatures in St. John's -1, -5, so things are seriously cooling down, and also for the west coast there, temperatures dipping down to -9 on Sunday. Going to feel much cooler with that wind chill as well. Labrador City dealing with the serious wind chill. Saturday night getting down to -40. So yeah, things are pretty cold. Now as we get into Monday, we get a little bit of a break, at least in the east. Now the west looks like they may be getting some more flurries to start the work week. Temperatures staying nice and cool, mostly cloudy conditions for the east and central. Chance of flurries in western Labrador, and that temperature will stay steady in the -20s and -13 for eastern Labrador. And you can see here that as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, we get around the freezing mark there. So a little bit of a warm up, I guess you could say. And then temperatures drop as we get on further in the week, and very cold temperatures here in Lab West in the -20s, holding steady with that cold, as well as in Happy Valley, Goose Bay and eastern parts. So it's going to be pretty chilly in Labrador.
It's already Friday, and of course,
means only one thing when you're coming to the end of Here or Now on a Friday.
Time to find out who's celebrating birthdays and anniversaries.
Happy 50th anniversary to Dave and Linda Flood from Grand Falls, Windsor. Birthday greetings to Roger Spencer of Fortune, who turned 90 January 3rd. He's now in Grand Bank. Happy anniversary to Byrne and Rose Party of Happy Valley Goose Bay, who celebrated their 60th anniversary December 23rd. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Gordon and Teresa Whittle of Bay Largent, whose special day was December 28th. It was a golden anniversary yesterday for Riley and Evelyn Durnford, formerly of Francois, now in Hermitage. Happy 96th birthday to Effie Cook of Pooch Cove, now in St. John's.
And congratulations to Everett and Lucy Earle of St. Lunaire on their 66th wedding anniversary 2 days ago. And a happy 56th anniversary to Ralph and Elizabeth Lovell of McIvers. Happy 98th birthday to Agnes Crew from Ramia, who celebrated her birthday on January the 2nd. A happy 98th birthday today to Ronald Snook, who is living at the Clarenville Retirement Home, formerly from Sunnyside. And special birthday greetings to Wilfred Carter from Ship Island, Greens Pond, Bonavista Bay, who celebrated his 91st birthday yesterday. And a happy anniversary, a 60th one, to Silas and Blanche Rogers in Chapel Arm. They celebrated on Tuesday.
Happy 96th birthday to Philomena Broderick of Glenwood, who's now in Gander. She celebrated on Wednesday. Happy 92nd birthday to James Young. 50th anniversary greetings to Ronald and Verna Hancock of Jobat's Arm, Fogo Island, who celebrated their special day yesterday. Happy anniversary to Maud and Charles Kendall of Stephenville, who today celebrate their 53rd anniversary. Happy 62nd anniversary to Clayton and Viola Hewlett of Bay Vert. Happy 60th anniversary to John and Shirley Mugford. They're originally from Upper Gullies in CBS and now live in Stittsville, Ontario. They celebrated on the 27th.
Happy 60th anniversary to Mildred and Piercy Budgell this past New Year's Eve. They are from Bay Vert, but spend the winter in St. John's. And a happy 50th anniversary to Eldrick and Flora Hall in Daniels Harbour. Happy anniversary to Bill and Audrey Coos from Twillingate, who today celebrate 50 years of marriage. And happy birthday to Cyril Butler of St. John's. Cyril turned 94 yesterday, and that's his great-granddaughter Ellie with him there. And a happy 90th birthday to Charlie Lawler. Happy 59th anniversary tomorrow to Melvin and Ruby Riggs from Brownsdale, Trinity Bay, celebrating on January the 6th.
Happy 57th anniversary to Frank and Rebecca Frampton from Monkstown. Happy anniversary to Edward and Yvonne Cormier, who celebrated 73 years of marriage on Wednesday. Happy 92nd birthday to Helen Sweetland of Stephenville. Happy 50th anniversary to Jerry and Mabel Ingram of Fortune on January 2nd. Happy birthday to Martha Smith of Brookside, celebrated her 98th birthday January 2nd. Happy 92nd birthday to Mabel Lemoyne in Port aux Basques. Happy 50th wedding anniversary tomorrow to Ed and Patricia Noseworthy.
And a happy 50th to Mike and Jean Devereaux of Gander. Their anniversary is today. And a happy 62nd wedding anniversary this Sunday to Roland and Elizabeth Manning in St. John's. Congratulations to Charles and Madge Saunders from Greens Harbour on their 74th wedding anniversary. And a very special 60th wedding anniversary tomorrow to Martin and Nina Tiller from Corner Brook. Happy birthday to Elizabeth Linehan in Colonet, who celebrated her 93rd birthday on New Year's Eve. And congratulations to Leona and Harvey Greening in Musgrave Town. They celebrate their 63rd wedding anniversary today.
Happy birthday to Violet Decker of St. Anthony, who celebrated her 97th birthday New Year's Eve. Happy 50th anniversary to Gwen and Harvey Crocker from Trout River. Happy anniversary greetings going out to Dennis and Annie Nash of Branch, who are married 55 years today. Congratulations to Dick and Marg Power of North Harbour, St. Mary's Bay. They celebrated 62 years of marriage on Tuesday. And happy 50th anniversary to Winnie and Joe Yetman on Shea Heights in St. John's. Congratulations once again. We just want to give you a heads up on this. It may be a snowstorm hitting the U.S. and East Coast, but at least someone out there is enjoying the weather.
Yes, this is a red panda at Trevor Zoo in New York. Apparently not so fazed by that bomb cyclone you've been hearing about.
No, just sort of walking around. I guess the frigid conditions can't come between a panda and its bamboo. That thing is chomping down the bamboo like crazy.
Oh, I've never seen one that color.
And the red, right? It's beautiful.
Like a
braving the blizzard better than most of us would fare, I suspect. Enjoying the snow.
We have to have our viewer picture of the day, so I just want to show you. This comes to us tonight from beautiful Robert's Arm, and it's a lovely wintry scene. Isn't that nice? It looks like it should be a postcard or something.
Lovely.
And that was sent to us by Pansy.
Snow. Yeah, the right name, the right name.
She says it's Tommy's Arm River.
All right.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
So we're going to leave you tonight with some music, Anthony.
Yeah, a flash choir apparently at Memorial University just started singing, and they started inviting people to sing. For you Queen and Freddie Mercury fans, you'll have no problem recognizing this tune, and we'll see you on Monday. There's Sean panting.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Mama